Good morning, everyone. Tuesday, 29 January 2019. I'm going to tell you how cold it is. My dogs are not getting to run today, and are they angry with me? Yes, they are. They are flipping me off. They are giving me the paw. Too bad. It's too cold to run. I don't even know if my truck would start. We're going down the rabbit hole, folks. And is this going to tie in with monetary realism? Yes, it is. It's going to tie in some of my orange cap videos? Yes, it is. So why the USS Mechanary FFG 8 cap? Because this is going to be some weird, heavy stuff. We're going to connect some dots. You hear them barking? They're angry. Okay. Those of you that are not old enough to remember the JFK assassination, November 22nd, 1963, this may not have any bearing on you. I, however, remember it. I know exactly where I was. I was in the third grade, Mrs. Hermanson's class, Earl Brown Elementary, Brooklyn Center, Minnesota, northern suburb of Minneapolis. Sitting next to Bill Hempel. And that's, 56 years ago? Clear as a bell. We were waiting for lunch. Okay. George H.W. Bush, affectionately nicknamed by his family as Poppy. I'm not kidding you. I'm not making this up. Poppy. If you put any amount of time in that 7-day endurance marathon tribute to that master criminal, you would have heard Poppy come up more than once. Now, Poppy, where did I hear that before? Oh, Poppy Fields in Afghanistan. No. It's got to be a term of endearment. Can't be any conspiracy link here. Is there, Dave? Really? We going to go there? George H.W. Bush, a.k.a. Poppy, could not recall where he was on November 22nd, 1963. He said, somewhere in Texas. Well, he should have been, because in 1963, Poppy was chairman of the Harris County, that's in Houston, Republican Party, and running for U.S. Senate. George H.W. Bush, what else was he? By God, he was the 11th director of the Central Intelligence Agency. Now, JFK made some serious enemies. He made a big mistake taking on the Federal Reserve Bank. He was going to issue U.S. notes. No competition for the Fed's Federal Reserve notes. Can't have that. But he made bigger enemies. He made big enemies after the Bay of Pig failed invasion of Cuba with Allen Dulles, director of the CIA. In fact, Kennedy was quoted as saying, "I am going to break the CIA into 1,000 pieces." I wouldn't mess with the CIA. Wouldn't do it. Okay. So where are we going with all this? Why are you picking on old Poppy? Why don't you let the dead rest in peace? I'll tell you why. Ronald Reagan was shot on March 30th, 1981. Remember who shot him? John Hinckley. Did you ever hear of a Scott Hinckley? Scott Hinckley was John Hinckley's brother. And what was Scott Hinckley scheduled to do that night after the assassination attempt on Ronald Reagan? He was going to wine and dine in Denver with Neil Bush. Now, who's Neil Bush? Why, he's brother to Jeb and GW. He's also son of Poppy. Scott Hinckley, who was he? Vice President of Vanderbilt Energy Corp. Quote unquote, they were big donors to the Bush campaign, said Sharon Bush, Neil's wife. AP article, March 31st, I think it's 81. Hey, birds of a feather flock together. Can we fast forward this a little bit? Why not? Arbusto Energy. Did you ever hear of it? 1977, formed by G.W. Bush, brother to Neil, along with Salem, however you say it, bin Laden, one of 57 children of Mohammed bin Laden, father of Osama bin Laden, brother to Salim bin Laden. Who did he form Arbusto Energy with? Why, none other than his old friend Houston businessman James R. Bath. You ever heard of him? Time magazine in 1991 described him as, quote, a deal broker whose alleged associations run from the CIA, to a major shareholder and director of the Bank of Credit and Commerce. Bank of Credit. Yeah, truth in advertising there. BCCI, as was more commonly known, closed its doors in July 1991 amid charges of multi-billion-dollar fraud, and global news reports that the financial institution had been heavily involved in drug money laundering, poppies, arms brokering, covert intelligence work, bribery of government officials, and here's the kicker, aid to terrorists, quote unquote. Gotta keep them boogeymen out there, people. Gotta have them. Yeah, gotta keep the wars going. For profits? No. Culling the herd. Wars are a good way of killing consumers. Okay, Dave, don't lose where you're going with this now. Please don't lose. In 1953, Zapata Oil Company was formed by none other than Poppy. The company was started with assistance from Allen Dulles. Gee, where did I hear that name before? Oh, Allen Dulles, CIA director under JFK. Fellow businessman H. Neil. Fellow bonesman. Oh, yeah. Skull and Bones. H. Neil Mallon. And Bush's maternal uncle, Herbert Walker, an investment banker who put up the capital. Walker was instrumental in bringing in others such as Eugene Meyer, owner of the Washington Post, whose investments were handled by Brown Brothers Harriman. A CIA internal memo dated November 29, 1975, confirmed that Zapata Petroleum began in 1953 through Bush's joint efforts with Thomas J. Devine, a CIA staffer who had resigned his agency position that same year to go into private business, but who continued to work for the CIA under commercial cover. Bay of Pigs, Zapata. All right, where are we going with this? We're connecting dots. You're just sowing confusion, seeds of confusion. Okay, Osama bin Laden. Did you ever hear of him? World's worst terrorist. World's most infamous terrorist. Did you know he was a CIA operative? Colonel Tim Osman? Don't believe me, do you? According to Mike Harrison, Veterans Today, Colonel Tim Osman, a.k.a. Osama bin Laden, ties to the Bushes, died December 2001 from kidney failure. Yeah, that poor bastard was on kidney dialysis. In them bunkers, they were giving him kidney dialysis. Now, according to CNN, Osama bin Laden was buried at sea from the deck of a U.S. aircraft carrier, the USS Carl Vinson, because there was no alternative to bury him on land within 24 hours required by Islamic law. President Barack Obama, Homeland Security, and Counterterrorism Advisor said Monday, could we stand any more Bush presidencies, any more Clinton presidencies, any more Mr. and Mr. Obama presidencies? And I did not stutter. Barack's real name is Barry Soetoro. Barry Soetoro and Michael. Yeah. Thinking of an Aerosmith song here. Let's see, what was that? Ah, yeah, dude looks like a lady. But we're not going to go there. Okay. According to ABC, sometimes mass media will tell you the truth. You ever heard of PNAC? Years before George W. Bush entered the White House and years before September 11th attacks set the direction of his presidency, a group of influential neoconservatives hatched a plan to get Saddam Hussein out of power. The group, the Project for the New American Century, or PNAC, was founded in 1997. Among its supporters were 3 Republican former officials who were sitting out the Democratic presidency of Bill Clinton. They were Donald Rumsfeld, Dick Cheney, and Paul Wolfowitz. In open letters to Clinton and GOP congressional leaders the next year, the group called for, quote, the removal of Saddam Hussein's regime from power, unquote, and a shift toward a more assertive U.S. policy in the Middle East, including the use of force if necessary to unseat Saddam. And in a report just before the 2000 election that would bring Bush, GW, to power, the group predicted that the shift would come about slowly, unless there was some, are you ready for this? Some catastrophic and catalyzing event like a new Pearl Harbor, unquote. You got it. A year later, 911. You know, you just gotta shake your head. Okay, SEAL Team 6. Now, if I was Commander-in-Chief, if I would have been Barry Soetoro, sitting in the war room, I'd have told the leaders of SEAL Team 6, I want that son of a bitch alive. Don't shoot him. Throw a net over his ass. Don't shoot him. This guy is the world's most wanted, dangerous criminal. You can't just shoot him and then dump him in the ocean. But you got 24 hours to bury him. And why did you have to bury him? Let's take him apart and see what made him tick. And you couldn't dig a hole in 24 hours? You had to throw him in the ocean? Yeah, I believe that. Chief Shipley, I think your SEALs are lying to us. I don't know who they shot in Pakistan back then, but I don't think it was Colonel Tim Osman of the CIA. I don't know how dumb they think we are. I mean, yes, we act stupid. I'm going to put a link down below to a 5-minute video. In fact, it's a little bit less than 5 minutes video. It should help tie some of this in. I strongly urge you to watch it. Until tomorrow, thanks for watching.